At home in Utah, the Jazz never fail to go out of their way to look good and their best. Here was their entrance to the arena earlier on. Welcome to this Sunday afternoon edition of the NBA here on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for DeAndre Hunter.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Mitchell and Strus are your wingmen. And it's Garland in at the point guard position. And for Utah, the pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. And it's Collier in at the point guard. Doris, in this one, we've got two very good shooting teams that love to focus on that three ball.
Well, there are certain organizations that lean heavily into this age of analytics. Both of these teams like to value the shots you most want. That's at the rim and now the three-point perimeter opportunity. So let it fly, guys.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. Mitchell kicks to Mobley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kessler with the rebound. Sexton against Mitchell. Pass to Markkanen. Kessler with it. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Sexton for 3. Good on the triple. Sexton's got his team on the board to start the game for Utah.
Colin Sexton has proven to be a very capable three-point shooter. Boy, you better be there to contest.
Back to Garland. Steps back and fires. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
That's not coming with the right mentality. The defender neither closes the space nor challenges the shot. That's frustrating as a coach, boy.
Markkanen kicks to Collins. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
John Collins has such a good feel for when to fire off the catch.
And when you look at John Collins' advanced numbers, Doris, they jump off the page.
Yeah, probably the advanced numbers you're referencing, Kevin. Offensive rating, true shooting percentage. And when you look at it through that lens, Collins is absolutely able to score from a variety of spots on the floor, and the guy's an absolute terror on the glass.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Throw good, Garland. Doris, when the Cavaliers made the trade for Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland then began to do a lot of his work off the ball.
He had to, Kevin, and he made no secret of the fact that this was an adjustment. When you are accustomed to being the primary initiator, moving off the ball takes time. But to his credit, he's adapted beautifully.
You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic bull. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
Here's Garland after Jordan Clarkson's bucket. Stolen by Kessler. Clarkson outside. From deep, George. Evan Mobley with the rebound. It's been a slow start here for Cleveland, trailing by 4. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Darius Garland, the son of former NBA player Winston Garland, said that he was a sponge growing up listening to his dad. He hung on every word about playing point guard. Darius says, I learned the little things much quicker. He taught me at a young age to change gears to keep defenders off balance. Kevin?
And he's doing it. I love the tricks of the trade you just talked about. Thank you so much. And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
Get ready, everyone. You see yourself on the screen?
Crunos checked in for Evan Mobley. And a chance here to go to our rookie leaderboard and give a nod to the best long-range bombers of the past month. Fourth, Keontae George.
You know, coming into the NBA, you knew he could stroke it from long range. And over the past month, he's shown us exactly that.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Clarkson against Mitchell. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his first personal.
And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
They throw good. Clarkson.
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson, one of those spark plug guys. You know you can put him in the game, and if he's got it going, he can ignite an offense.
And the Jazz making a change here. Sexton's checked in. Then for the Cavaliers, Mobley, he's checked in for Allen. And it's Ty Jerome in for Mitchell. And both free throws good for Clarkson. 52 seconds left in the first. Okoro passes to Mobley. Now Garland. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
Tremendous balance and body control. Darius Garland, no stranger to finishing inside.
George dishes to Markkanen. The shot's good on the assist by George.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Mobley, a screen on George. Loads it up there for Mobley. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
The unspoken communication on the alley-oop, and Evan Mobley making his teammate look good.
And here's Clarkson. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Mobley with the block! And he gets it back. Tie game in Utah. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. What do you guys think about the Jazz here in this one?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's what has them ahead in this game. Their floor spacing has been just tremendous.
Doris, I know the NBA is considering using technology to help officiate out of bounds and goaltending. Do you have a problem with that?
You know, Kev, at the end of the day, I think it is about getting the calls right. If there's a way to lift the load off these officials, even if it's around the margins, why not try it?
On the floor for Cleveland getting going here in the second. We've got Thompson. Evan Mobley is out there with Hunter. Then it's Isaac Okoro. And it's Jerome in at the 1. Jerome passes to Thompson. Clarkson against Hunter. Clock at 6. Pass to Jerome. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Jerome's got his first basket.
This guy, a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you'd better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Martin's checked in for Colin Sexton. Max Strus is checked in for the Cavaliers. Here's Jerome. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. It's Strus on the wing. Fires from way outside. It's hauled in by George.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
second quarter. We're a little over a minute and a half in. Cranes the three-pointer. George has got 5.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Jerome passes to Okoro. Here's Strus over to the wing. Mobley, a screen on George. Just 5 to shoot. And Mobley throws it down.
The ease with which the game comes to Evan Mobley. My goodness, it's fun watching this guy play above the rim.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Looking now at some numbers for Donovan Mitchell.
And he's struggling with his shot these days, and the analytics bear that out with the true shooting percentage heading down in these past 10 games. But guys, it wouldn't surprise me if that was a trend that he could reverse here tonight.
Markkanen down low. Defended by Strus. And there's the bucket from Markkanen.
Boy, Markkanen uses his size to great effect down low.
BB, one thing about Kessler, he will challenge anybody at the rim. Wow.
There's no question, Kevin. Walker Kessler is one of those guys who's not afraid to get dunked on. He is a rim protector of the highest order. He's going to win some, he's going to lose some, but he's always going to try to do his job. And it's Strus missing. Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Pass to Collins. Outside, George. Markkanen sets the pick for George. From 11 feet away, it's rebounded by Cleveland. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
One thing you know, Greg, is you've got to pack your defense in the suitcase if you're going to win on the road, and they simply did not bring it.
And last season, Max Strus hit that ridiculous 59-footer. Remember that, Doris? That was to beat the Mavericks.
How could we forget that shot, Kevin? It was the second longest game-winning buzzer beater in league history. And what gets overlooked, Strus was 5 for 5 from deep in the last few minutes of that game.
The first one falls.
Max Strus, one of those undrafted players coming out of college, but somehow wills his way by virtue of his shooting and his toughness. You love his story.
Sexton, he's checked in for George. Jared Allen's checked in for Cleveland. Evan Mobley comes in for DeAndre Hunter. And so Strus nails both of them. 43 seconds left in the first half of the game. Outside, Sexton. Pass to Collier. Three-pointer, Markkanen bangs home the trifecta. Markkanen's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Love to see the 7-footer Markkanen go right up with it. Doesn't give the defense time to react.
Back to Garland. Now, here's Strus. Kessler with the rebound. Here's Collier, guarded by Garland. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Collier. And the last-second attempt does not go in for him. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Jazz lead by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, John. It was a back-and-forth first half, but you've got the lead. How did you get it?
Nice mix. You know, the first group came out and we had a solid half, lit up a little bit, so I think our bench guys came in and gave us the needed minutes, finished out the half strong, and we got the lead going into the next half. So way to finish on the half for the guys, for sure.
Thanks very much for your time, John. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Hey everybody! Psst. I got a secret. We're approaching the playoffs, and we are starting the show with a breakdown of the Western Conference standings.
You look at the Jazz, the end is near. Couldn't put things together in time. They've had a couple of good games, but they couldn't sustain the momentum. They're in rebuild territory, which ain't always pretty.
And let's review how things are going for the Jazz. They find themselves in a tight one here at the half.
They've had the hot hand from deep, so I'm giving these guys the green light. Keep riding the perimeter game until they take it away.
They sure made it look easy at times. What a half. And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Darius Garland. Guys, what a contribution.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. Collier out there with Colin Sexton, and it's Kessler in at the 5. That's the group right now for Utah.
Just tremendous recognition from Collins there. Sees an opportunity to be a target at the rim, and his teammate puts it on time.
Mitchell outside. Hits it from three-point range. Mitchell's got 5 points so far.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
When Donovan Mitchell, Greg, is on the floor, he is the offense.
Yeah, and that goes beyond just his ridiculous scoring. It gets overlooked that he's also a skilled passer. So one way or another, Mitchell is finding points out there.
Garland with the bucket.
You can see the increasing confidence of putting the ball in Darius Garland's hand and letting him play out of pick and roll.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Let's take a peek now here at the league leaders in rebounding. You look at Kessler, a terrific rebounder, 5th overall.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Outside Collins. Sexton against Garland. On the wing, Markkanen. Nice ball movement by Utah. On the clock, Collier misses the 3. And so Garland will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a 1-point game.
Well, that's a highlight play for Mr. Jared Allen. Nice pass from his teammate.
Utah has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. And we thank you for your report. And Utah has possession. Following the three-pointer by Donovan Mitchell. Pass to Markkanen. Markkanen, a screen on Garland. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Jordan Clarkson comes in for John Collins. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. The shot's good. Here's Sexton. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Sinks that one from the post. Sexton's got 5.
You love this. The pressure gets physical, and Colin Sexton doesn't blink. Nice job finishing through contact.
Here's the floater. And it's Mitchell missing. Jazz have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Out to Clarkson. It's tipped.
And putting that 7'2" wingspan to good use, Hunter can be an elite defender if he keeps working at it.
And Allen slams it in.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Jazz trail by 4. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Sexton deciding where to go with it. Got a piece of it. Mitchell against Sexton. Mitchell dishes to Allen. Floats one, and the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. The third quarter comes to a close. Cavaliers ahead, up by 4. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. So on the floor for Cleveland. Wade out there with Hunter. Then there's Garland. Then it's Max Strus. And it's Jerome in at the 2. Hunter the screen. A floater. Jerome. No good. Jazz trail by 4. Pass to Sensabaugh. He sinks the 11-footer.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
No doubt keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
Now, here's Wade. Wade sets the pick for Hunter. Now, Strus. Just 5 on the clock. And here's what the Cleveland Cavaliers schedule looks like. On Tuesday, they'll go up against the Trailblazers in Portland. And then on Thursday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs.
And for their matchup with Detroit, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
And free throw good from Strus. So Utah ends up going with the new group. Cleveland also making some changes. Allen's checked in for Dean Wade. Evan Mobley comes in for DeAndre Hunter. And it's Mitchell in for Ty Jerome. And so Strus nails both of them. And Will Hardy calls timeout here. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now.
Look at this, man. It's your Utah Jazz champion.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What do you got for us, DA?
Hey, guys, now during that break, Will Hardy with some good words for his team. He told them to pick up the pace. He said, if we're going to win, we have to seize this moment and act fast. He said, go all out or go home. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David. Here's Collier. Collins kicks to Markkanen. From down in the low post, it goes.
You can see how impactful Lauri Markkanen can be with that size and skill offensively. He is too good.
Mitchell outside. Allen a screen on Sexton. And stolen by Sexton. Pass to Collier. Over Garland. And it's Collier missing. Cavaliers leading. To the paint. And it's Allen slamming it down.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Kessler a screen on Strus. Markkanen passes to Kessler. Unable to get that one. Excellent D there from Allen. The wide open shot from Strus. And he's good on the 3-ball. And it's a 7-point Cavalier lead.
Well, Max Strus so comfortable from the corner. The defense better chase him off that spot.
Pass to Collier. The 3 buries the long-range jumper. Collier's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And here's Garland for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Garland's got the lead up to 7 now for Cleveland. Utah has gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. Kessler a screen on Strus. Three-pointer Markkanen, and the Jazz another 3.
Well, Markkanen accepting more and more responsibility over time. Some leadership right there.
Garland, that's for 2. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
Now here's Markkanen. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Collier. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and Kessler throws it down.
Wow, Walker Kessler with some big-time confidence.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Third personal foul. Second team foul.
There's 42 seconds left in the game. The 3 from Garland. And the 3-ball is good. And the Cavaliers lead by 7.
And relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
And the Jazz call time here. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Turning here to our analysts. What factors, guys, come to your mind?
And you know what? They're not ready to give up yet. They'll try to intentionally foul if they can get a quick hoop.
.36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Mitchell against Sexton. It counts! And now they trail by just 4. 23 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
At the line for the Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Utah calls timeout. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
No time to waste here. Quick bucket and a foul.
Everybody has got to be in the exact perfect position defensively, and execution has got to be on point.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
You've got to run a play that's a quick strike. You've got to immediately foul after that.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Donovan Mitchell at the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was a huge, huge shot. The difference between a 2 and a 3-point lead at this stage is major.
Markkanen can't get it to go. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
For the Cavaliers, Darius Garland, 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
You've got to show composure, and he comes through right when the team needs him most.
We see the Cavaliers get the win here. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now we present the player of the game, Darius Garland.